Time to a cannon, make them cannonballs to the ocean, make them suffer too. Nigga, this is fucking animal abuse, animal cruelty on the fucking news.
So in this episode of Kelvin Customs, we're going to be doing a cold air intake on the drift car. So pretty much on the drift car, I've already put a pipe on and a pod filter, but I've got no way to actually mount it to the body to make it safe and rigid. So what I've done is I picked one of these up from Bunnings. They're about $2. What we're going to do is we're going to bolt this onto a certain bit of the body, and then we're going to measure this out, we're going to cut it, we're going to bend it back and put a little curve in it and mount that to the pod filter underneath the clamp. You can buy them already pre-made, not like this, just a straight bit with a bit of curve from Super Cheap, but they cost like 10 bucks, where I can make one out of this for $2. Okay, so this is the little pod filter bit I got made up. I've just trimmed out a bit of pipe to suit, drilled a hole and mounted the airflow sensor so it all still works with the ECU. This is the pod filter I had lying around, which I will put a fresh one on eventually. But all we're going to do is we're going to take our little bracket here, we'll bolt it on there, and all we're going to do is just measure out this, cut it back, do a little curve bit, and it'll mount under there like that somehow. I've got a new clamp to put around that as well, so it'll all be set properly. And so with that on there, I won't be doing this when we're flying around the corners. So pretty much on our little bracket we got here, this bolt ain't going to cut it because it's a different thread. But I'll give you one of my top tips. Every time you have some spare bolts or fine bolts lying around, do not throw them away because they always come in handy. I legit have a whole container here full of bolts, but on the bench I've also got nuts, washers, screws, and like bolt screws. I always keep a hold of them because you never know when you're going to need them, and it saves you running down to the hardware store or to your auto shop or anything and trying to find a bolt. You never know, you might always have one. So keep your nuts and bolts, your washers, everything you need, because you never know when you're going to need them. The other thing that's going to come in handy, when I originally got this Commodore, I completely gutted the entire car. So all the inside, there's nothing in it, it's just a dash, the front seats, and only certain parts that I need. The entire thing is gutted. But what I also did is I kept a separate bucket full of nuts and bolts of every bolt that came out of that. So we might even have the original bolt that went in that hole, which kept the airbox in. So we'll go through this, we'll see what one will fit in that hole, and that'll be our bolt bracket. Okay, so I already went ahead and measured, I bolted it all on. We did find an old bolt that was originally in the car, and that fits the hole, so we'll use that. But I've gone ahead and I've marked up here somewhere where I want to cut it. So this is only just thin galvanized steel, so you can use tin snips, use a grinder or whatever you want, but we'll just... Holy shit, that's tight. Hard. Okay, that's it. Hang on to these as well because you never know when they'll come in handy. So now all we're going to do is, I measured from back down to here, so all we're going to do is just stick it in the vise here, and we're just going to bend that up. So go about halfway. That's it. But what I want to do is I want to try and get that curved a little bit. So I'm going to figure out a way how to do that, and then we'll come back and I'll show you how to do it. Okay, so pretty much I've just gotten a bit of pipe, which is sort of going to suit. All we're going to do is just stick it on there and hit it with a hammer and make it curved. Good enough. Slightly curved, but it'll help.
I fucked your thought, she gave me top, I guess that's my confession. Got no regrets, I made mistakes, but I learned from my lessons. Trapping by the stoop, villains pull up to the coupe. My car ain't got no roof, thought this shit was bulletproof. I can't feel my face, smoking on Gorilla Glue. Zooming in the coupe, that's the shit I like to do. These is yellow diamonds shining like I'm Pikachu. I'm a boss, nigga, get that bag and make the moves. No, I don't like to lose, so I'll be going in, yeah. I'm tryna cop a Benz, yeah. Pull up and drop like 10, yeah. You tryna taste the life, well, I'm tryna taste the Benz, yeah. She wanna fuck with friends, yeah.
Okay, so that's pretty much our little bracket done. All it is it's just clamped in there. Just comes up and bolted. I had to maneuver it and everything just so I could get this to sit right. There is still a bit of wobble, but I did buy a second one just so I can like make a bolt down here or something, or one down here, or anywhere you like really, just to secure it up a bit more. But that's pretty much that for now. So we are going to do more. I am eventually getting my hydro put in, which I'm still yet to buy, and I'm getting some new suspension. This guy's going to get replaced. We're going to get a new headlight, and then I'm also going to be building a harness bar for when I put my seat in and for a harness. For what I'll be doing, I don't really need a roll cage, but we may put one in if we get more competitive, because this is just going to be a beta for me to learn in, which I can drift, but I've never drifted an auto. So we're going to see how the auto goes, and then we might eventually put a manual in it. But that's it for now. Okay, so pretty much that's doing the intake with just like a little $2 bracket from Bunnings. Literally, these are like heaps better than those ones from Super Cheap. I recommend these. They're much easier than mould and everything, you could say, do what you want. But anyway, I might end up putting this one on, because getting this thrashed around, that's going to wobble, and yeah, it'll bend all over the place. So, alright, I'm off. So stay tuned for another episode of Killable Customs. We've got more doing this. For those who are wondering about the Cozy Coupe, I am eventually going to paint it. We've just had real shit weather here, and it's been raining on and off. It's either been cold or it hasn't been hot enough, but the days are getting hot because we're getting into summer here and nearly coming up close to Christmas. So I've been doing other things, and I've got 3 kids I look after as well. So yeah, we'll see how we go. So stay tuned, like and subscribe for my channel and everything if you like it. I am on Instagram too. It's at @Killabin_customs. I put heaps of photos up and everything, and it's a bit of daily life and just random stuff I do in the garage and that, and random projects. So yeah, I'm off. Man, I'm starving. I hope Mrs. brings back the sushi I wanted.